All right, everybody, welcome back. Brand new Cabral concept here. Exciting show going over a topic that is pretty popular this time of year, especially, and that's if you should be supplementing with vitamin D3 during the summer. So I want to share with you a very short quiz that you can take. It's only 5 questions, and I will give you one of 3 outcomes. Those 3 outcomes should be supplement vitamin D, use a lower dose of vitamin D, or you don't need vitamin D at all. All right, let's dive right into it now here today. If you don't know what vitamin D is one of the most essential nutrients, vitamins, and it acts as a hormone that you can get in your body on a daily basis. So, very difficult to get from food. The main source that we get vitamin D from is the sun. Well, for at least half of the year, people in the United States, at least, that live above Atlanta, Georgia, that little line, the imaginary line that we cut across the United States, if you live above Atlanta, Georgia, the sun is typically not strong enough to get a tan from the months of around November through April. If you live up near Boston, like I did most of my life, you're not getting enough vitamin D all the way from essentially October through May. And so it's just really difficult to get that vitamin that really improves your overall immune system, bones, bone density, hormones, and so much more. So it's just vital that you get this vitamin from either the sun or from supplementation. Your choice, but you do have to get it one way or the other. All right, let's get into the short quiz, 5 questions, and then I'm going to give you the answers. All right, the first one is, are you currently supplementing with vitamin D? So meaning, let's say you listen to this during the winter time, fall or spring, but let's just say you're moving from the spring right now into the summer. Were you supplementing with vitamin D? It's an important question to ask, because if you were, and maybe you knew your labs, maybe you didn't, that is going to be a factor in deciding if you need it during the summer months. I'll give you the answer in just a moment. So just yes or no, are you currently supplementing with vitamin D3? All right. Number 2, second question, do you maintain a tan year round? All right, that's another big one. Are you just getting sun during the summer months, like in Boston, Massachusetts, right? Or let's say like Bozeman, Montana, or Spokane, Washington, right? Like, are you only getting sun during those summer months? All right. The third one is, do you get a full body tan, right? So full body tan, meaning that you're in basically a bathing suit, 3 to 4 days a week during the summer. All right. So do you get a full body tan 3 to 4 days a week during the summer? Or are you more, this is question number 4, or are you more like many people, you just get a tan on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. You still work Monday through Friday just because it's summer, right? Doesn't mean that you're outside in the sun. So between the hours of like 9 and 5, you're inside. So are you not getting the tan Monday through Friday and you just get it Saturday or Sunday? Question and answer, ask for yourself, like, yes, that's me, right? I don't get sun, let's say 3 to 4 days a week. You get it Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to give you the answer, then what to do there. All right, and the last question is this. Do you know your winter or spring vitamin D3 level? Have you lab tested? Yes or no? Now, if you do lab test, you know, especially if you ran it through Equilife, that you want it between 50 and 70, 50 and 80 maximum. If it's below 50, you either need more sun or you need to supplement, right? That's up to you. If it's above 80, you need to cut down on your supplementation. The sun won't typically tip your scale that high because it's nature. It typically won't do that. But with supplementation, just like only conventional medicine would typically give you a dosage that's too high. 10,000 IUs a day for many people is too high. We do a much lower dosage. We do about 35 IUs per pound of body weight. Typically for most adults, it's 4,000 to 5,000 IUs per day maximum. That's what we use. And then you don't get the calcification. You use it like you would use it in nature. Again, like you would get sun, right? You don't get a massive dose every day. You get a little sun every day. You don't want to get burned in the sun. You also don't need a massive dose of vitamin D3. But I'll get to that in just a second. All right, let's go over these answers. So there are one of 3 scenarios. Let's go through the first one. If you're getting 3 to 4 days a week of sun during the summer, and you are maintaining a tan each and every week, you most likely do not need any vitamin D3 supplementation. That's the truth. Like, if you're getting a full body tan 3 to 4 days a week and you're maintaining a tan, you're most likely maintaining great vitamin D3 and you don't need to supplement even on the off days. All right, so that's your first scenario. Now, I would say this. I just want to add a caveat to that one. There are many people who still get sun. I work with a personal client that came to me that had this issue. They live, let's just say they live in the South, okay? They get sun every day, year round, and they still, before they came to me, weren't able to get their vitamin D3 levels between a 50 and 70. What was the difference there? They weren't using something like the daily nutritional support, which provides the K2, calcium, magnesium, and other cofactors. Once they started using that, simple fix, vitamin D could be better absorbed. That's it. Again, like sometimes things don't have to be super complicated. Everything in nature works together. You usually want to use a daily activated multivitamin or a daily nutritional support, which contains all the B vitamins, zinc, magnesium, all these great things that help the whole body make sure that it has all the nutrients it needs. Okay, so, but there you have it. It's that easy. So even if you're getting sun, you still need the cofactors, still use a daily nutritional support or daily activated multi. 2 scoops a day or 4 capsules a day, 2 at breakfast, 2 at dinner, and you're good to go. All right. The second group of people are this. If you're like most people in our practice, so we've seen now well over 250,000 people, the majority of people, okay, during the summer months, they're getting 1 or 2 days a week in the sun. They're going to a barbecue on a Saturday. They're going to a concert. They're going to a kid's, baseball game. And they're getting basically what we refer to as the farmer's tan, right? So I've had that many, many years. You go outside and you get a tan on the part of your arm that isn't covered by a t-shirt or tank top, right? And then you get the shorts tan. And if you wear shorts to your knees, well, you're only getting it from basically your knees down to where your socks are or sneakers or maybe sandals. So it's usually good, right? Usually pretty good to get some vitamin D that way, no doubt about it. Not as good as if you're just in a bathing suit, right? So, but for those people, 1 or 2 days a week, it means that you may be able to go down on your vitamin D supplement dosage if you're using that during the winter months. So, for example, I'm part of this group. I don't get sun Monday through Friday, typically during the summer months. I take 1 week off in the summer. Now, I take other weeks off my family, of course, but I take a week off during the summer. And during that week, I'm getting lots of sun basically every single day. During the other weeks, I'm working a regular job, my job, right? During the Monday through Friday. So during the Monday through Friday, I'm not out in the sun. Yes, I take a walk, all of that's great, but I'm not walking in just, let's say, a bathing suit, right? Like that, just typically not walking around the city in just a bathing suit. So what I do is I get sun then on Saturdays and Sundays, like most people, right? So what am I doing? And what do a lot of people in our practice do? If I'm taking 4,000 IUs a day, which is what I use throughout the winter and spring, what do I do then? I drop that down to 2,000. So usually I use 8 drops of the liquid vitamin D. And then instead of using 8 drops, which is 500 IUs per drop, so that's 4,000 IUs, I go down to 4 drops, which is 2,000 IUs, plus what I get in the daily nutritional support. Now I take that every day. So it's honestly, it's that easy. I just drop my dosage in half. And I'll share with you in just a moment if that's right for you. The last one is this. If you don't get a tan at all during the summer, because you don't want to be affected maybe by the aging, or you've been scared by your dermatologist not to go out in the sun. Remember, only a sunburn is bad for you, right? Sun and a tan is actually healthy for you. Now, could it cause wrinkles in the future? Yes. I'm not going to say that it doesn't, because it can age the skin. So if you don't want that, of course, then you have to stay out of the sun. The problem is you don't get the other benefits from the sun. I'm just okay with starting to get a little older. It's just like, it is what it is. Like, I'm just not 22 anymore, right? So it is what it is. However, I don't disagree. Maybe you don't want to tan your face, but maybe you can tan your body. So it's just other things to look at, but that's up to you. Let's say you don't want to get any tan at all. Well, just keep in mind then, there's no way then for you get vitamin D. So then you do have to use a nutritional supplement, and then you just find the dosage that works for you, and you use it all year round. Like, that's the very best thing. That's what I do, and we do in our practice, not just me. All integrative health practitioners do this. We run a lab test, which is ultimately what you should do, right? Because everything's guesswork if you're not lab testing. You run a lab test in the winter, you run one in the summer, and you know then your levels, right? So if you run yours during the winter, you don't get sun at any time of the year, and you say, oh, I'm taking 8 drops or 4,000 IUs a day of vitamin D, and I'm at a 57. Well, you know then going forward into the future, you're basically good at 4,000 IUs a day of vitamin D, which is 100 micrograms. So you're good. But if you decide to test in summer as well, and you're down to 2,000, or let's just say you stayed on the 4,000 IUs a day, you got your tan 2 days a week, and you were at a 67. Well, you're still good supplementing if you want. You're not too high. But let's say that same person supplementing with 4,000 IUs also got a tan, and now they're at 98. Okay, yeah, you're too high. You don't need to be supplementing. What do is you cut it in half. That's going to be a great thing to do. Or if you're getting tan 3-4 days a week, you just stop altogether for the summer months, and then you're done, right? And you can go back on it during the fall after that tan starts to fade, which is, believe it or not, in 3 to 4 weeks, we've seen people's vitamin D levels drop tremendously. So it goes quick. So that's the thing, small amount every day, just like you would get in nature. But again, 3 to 4 days a week, getting a full body tan should be able to supplement for the sun and not have to use any nutritional supplements. So as I said before, 2 ways. Vitamin D is a very simple issue to solve. Get your cofactors, vitamin K2, your zinc, your calcium, your magnesium, all the things that's going to work great with vitamin D. Get that in the daily nutritional support. That's what we do in our practice, 2 scoops a day. Or you can do the daily activated multi. Simple as well, 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch. You get all your B vitamins, you get everything that you need there. That's going to be the simplest way to get your cofactors. Then you just use as many drops of vitamin D that you need. Most adults need about 8 drops per day. It's just 4,000 IUs. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. Then you'd run the vitamin D test right at home. Simple finger stick, couple drops of blood. That's it. 1 finger stick, just like you're taking your blood sugar levels. You can do it for kids or adults. After supplementing for 4 weeks to 8 weeks, you can take that test, see if you're at the right level, you're good to go. Or take this lab test at the end of July, see what your summer level is, and then you'll kind of know going forward. Vitamin D is also on the stress mood and metabolism test. So if you want to know your hormone levels, cortisol levels, thyroid levels, and more, that's at the stress mood and metabolism test. All of these are available in our practice. You can find that at stephencabral.com/shop. That'll take you right over to EcoLife, and you can do your searches right there. So hopefully this was helpful, kind of lets you gauge where you should be for vitamin D. For me, I take half the dosage in the summer every single day. Super simple. And that allows me to maintain solid vitamin D levels all year long. We'd love to hear from you. Do you know your vitamin D levels? Do you get sun during the summer? Do you stay out of the sun? Feel free to leave that in the comments. I'll talk with everybody soon. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.